Yeah.
Yo, chef,
Here we are,
another one,
dog.
dog.
Here we go. Let's get it, dog. Number 32.
32 in the bigs.
We got Chef Sims.
Simeon Davis from Lola Rose, dog.
Chef Sims, big up.
Chef
Number
Sims.
1 chef in El Paso, best of El Paso right here.
I just want to say, before we get started, this episode is brought to you by Liquid Death. If you ain't drinking Liquid Death,
You ain't
thirst is
hydrated.
not quenched.
Nah, you ain't hydrated. I'll tell you that right now.
Look. Oh,
Oh, I feel
take
you.
a sip
I
just
feel
to
you.
quench the thirst.
Already down with them Grim Leafers. Already down with them Grim Leafers, bro. I was thirsty.
I didn't know these had vitamins in them.
Yeah, right. And there's only 10 grams of sodium. Somebody was like, I can't drink that. That's a lot of sodium. But no, that's perfect, dog. That's chill. Was good, King. Was good.
Dog, how was your week last week, dog?
Dude, I can't remember. Sometimes we get here and I can't remember,
Yeah.
dog. But you know what I mean? It was I had 2 dinners last Saturday. I had a dinner, and then this one there was another one. It was just a two top, but like just a couple. But it was their like 40th anniversary, and did my thing, and what was. Normally, like I would have been really intimidated first year, because they were both culinarians talking about, we lived in Santa Fe, we worked at this fine dining restaurant, and Thomas Keller was one of the chefs and stuff like that. And I'm like, what I mean?
They knew their game.
They knew their game, yeah. And then the gentleman, he had actually been a server to where like he had a comb where he could comb off the tables, and like he was like, I used to hate when people would leave the salt at dessert, you know what I mean? Salt and pepper on the table at dessert, you know what I mean? So yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. So I was just taking notes at the same time, but like I remember in year 1, I would have been like clammy hands, like, oh god, I'm fucking burning something. But like I was like, I'm in my mode. Okay, let me show you what I can do. You know what I'm saying? Like, bam. Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? But it was a great dinner. They gave me some great reviews on Google, and you know what I mean? It was a great weekend. I took my son to Waco Tanks.
I saw that, man.
Yeah,
man. That show's fire.
Bro, I'm just loving spending time with that little kid, man. My girls are good, man. They're in high school. They don't have much time. They're doing sports and all kinds of crazy stuff. So when I get time, I do spend it. But my boy's always available. Who always wants to chill and spend the night and stuff like that. So I'm enjoying that, man. Big time.
That's so dope, man. That
Hell yeah.
actually can't wait to get to that point, dog.
For real,
You know what I'm
man.
saying?
Yo, big
real.
up, man. Bless up, because like seriously, once you get to that point, you're gonna love it, dog. Seriously, when he's born, and then spend that time just bonding with him, and then when he gets older, he's gonna be your
But
little boy.
actually being able to take him somewhere and he's not like fussy and stuff like that.
But
you know what I mean?
I'll be honest with you though, the bonding in the beginning, it matters,
That's
dog. You
what
know what I mean?
matters.
Yeah, it does. Like I spent 6 weeks. I took my vacation time 6 weeks straight and just took care of him while my ex went to work. Yeah, you know what I mean? And
That's a blessing, man.
it was a big blessing because my girls, I'll tell you, I was working my butt off trying to provide for my first two kids, and I don't regret nothing. But I mean, like I was blessed that I had that time to do that with my boy, and then we have a little bit of a more bond that we have now. So yeah, it was a great weekend, man. And then Monday, Tuesday, here we are, dude. That's basically doing my cooking thing every day.
fast, dog.
Blessed to do that cooking thing every day. Personal chef work. How about you, man? How was your week, dog?
I'm not a cat, bro. Like, in business, dog, you're gonna have slow weeks, you're gonna have slow months, and last week was a slow one for me, dog.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm always in here talking about 12-hour days, 3 days in a row.
Right.
And last week was kind of like, damn,
Yeah.
dry,
Yeah.
Yeah.
DMs dry, text dry.
Uh-oh.
But
So what do you-
I'm to the point where I don't panic in these situations
No,
now because
no.
it's the season. I know after Halloween, like I said before, Thanksgiving's coming up. People are getting cut like every week. They got family coming in.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah,
Christmas is coming up, so I know it's gonna pick up.
Yeah.
But I try to focus my time on other shit like
Yeah.
promoting Grind Too Hard.
Yeah, you posted up a couple videos, man. Or three
promoting
videos.
the
man.
shop, promoting
Yeah.
everybody else in the
Yeah.
shop. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely, dog.
That's what it comes down to. Like if you're slow, it's because you make yourself slow. You know what I
True.
mean? There's always something to do.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm
You
gonna
know
say.
what
How
I'm
did you
saying?
feel? How did you feel that time? But yeah,
Yeah.
you said you were posting
So,
for everybody else, the shop and everything else. Yeah,
That's just something that I like to do too, bro. But I mean, I can't really say too much because it was just a slow day,
Yeah.
slow week. But we still in here, dog.
yeah.
So.
You able to spend time with the lady and fucking watch some
Oh,
scary
yeah,
movies
yeah,
or what?
Yeah, dog. For sure. I dedicate my time. She has her time, and
Yeah.
that's what it is. So
Yeah, for sure.
But my boy Simeon, dog, how
Yes,
was
sir.
your last week, dog? How was your last week, man?
It was pretty good, man. It was like an eventful week. We had a huge event on Tuesday. with
Huge
this-
event, right?
Yeah, with this Michelin chef. He came from not too sure, like somewhere deep in Texas, like down south. And so
Chef
he-
Graham, right? Is his name?
Yeah, Chef
okay.
Graham. Yeah, he came
Probably
to
like Killeen or something like that.
yeah somewhere down there. He said it was pretty cool, but Yeah, he came and did the event with us. We had like an 8-course tasting. We were there all day, like prepping from. It was a long event, but it was so fun, man.
Yeah, I wasn't able to go, but I saw that menu, man. Beautiful. Wow, that
Yeah,
must have been
man.
fun to get that done, dude.
Yeah, the events. I like the events more than actually being in service because it's a little bit different. You're out of your comfort zone.
Banquet
like
style.
You're challenged.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the challenges are always the best part, man. So, and then like service was good throughout the week. It was pretty smooth and nothing too crazy, man. It was nice.
With the opening of Madre Rosa, were you taking on the brunt end of Lola Rose?
Yeah, definitely. We had
Yeah.
to hold it down while Marco and Oscar were in and out. So yeah,
Okay.
it was nice though.
You got to kinda
definitely.
step into that leadership role and shit.
Yeah, definitely. Just to make sure.
Are you like
everything
the head cook, the
goes-
head chef? No.
Nah, definitely not. Mm-mm.
Oh,
No,
that's, what's
they have like a hierarchy. They have like Marco and they have
yeah,
Oscar.
yeah, I forgot
and,
about
but
that.
I would definitely put Sims up there. Yeah, definitely for sure.
That's what's up, man. How'd you get into the chefing game, bro? Like how'd you start out? Because I know before the pre-show you were talking about like you were self-taught and shit. So,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
What got you in that?
Man, it's a long story, man.
Yeah,
We got time.
Yeah, we got time.
Okay, we got
Exactly. Let's
time.
hear it, dog.
Well,
First of all, are you from El Paso?
no, I'm originally from California. I moved here in 2010. So.
2010. Okay. Were you
West
cooking?
Side?
Were you cooking at that time already?
Nah, I wasn't cooking at
Oh, okay.
that time. Probably never even thought about it. I was just a kid, man. I think I was freshman year I moved here. So
Okay.
probably just focus on sports and going outside, skateboarding.
Freshman, like, high school?
Freshman high school,
Oh,
yeah.
what high school did you go to?
Yeah, I went to El Dorado.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
That's dope. East side.
Yeah, I went to El Dorado.
Shoot,
so,
my wood, Rams.
What year did you graduate?
2014.
2014. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was class of 2001.
2005 right here.
Jeez.
Damn. We old. But
Nice.
yeah, tell us a little bit how you got started
Yeah.
in like.
So I just always, I guess I've liked cooking. I guess I've never, usually like when the holidays we'll go visit like my grandma and stuff like that. Well, like maybe I'll help like a little bit of things like here and there, but
Right.
nothing too crazy or anything like that. And I have a degree in kinesiology and I was a personal trainer for like 2 years, and I would try and come up with like creative meals for my clients and stuff like that. And so instead of them eating like the same old boring shit all the time, so I would create like little meals for them here
like
and there.
meal
Nice.
preps and shit. That's
Yeah,
what
they
you
were
started
like macro friendly stuff like not like meal preps, but like I would show them how to cook it.
Yeah,
Oh,
like,
and
okay,
that's
like
big.
Plant meal
Even
Yeah,
plans.
yeah.
even for me as a chef that knows tons of recipes, that is like key to know macros and what like carbs that are good and fats
Yeah,
that are
yeah.
good and stuff like that. For sure, that's big time.
Yeah, with the nutrition, I guess in the it comes with the kinesiology. I guess it was beneficial in the end, but
Hell yeah.
yeah. So I would just show them how to do stuff here and there, and then life went on. I finished my degree. I was a server at the time. I was a server and a bartender for 5 years. So
Where at though?
Red Lobster. I worked at like Village Inn, just like those two places. But I was there for a minute, like when it was popping, and like when
That's it?
serving was yeah.
Trenches. That's
Yeah.
like I feel
It
like
is.
you got to be in the restaurant like
Yeah.
that to be
Yeah, because
to level up into what you guys are now.
coming up in the game, I mean, used to give me like 20, 25 hours in the kitchen. You know what I mean? And I would be like, dude, I need 40. And like, I can't do it. All right, well, how do I do it? Let me be a server. Let me be a bartender. Like, oh, we want to
So
do
back and
that. You know what I
forth
mean?
and
And then, they can't deny you on that. You know what I mean? Bartender sometimes, that's
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
a
'cause
privileged
it's a-
position. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
for
But
sure.
but if they need, like, let me serve. You know what I mean? You don't hire nobody. Let me serve. Okay, boom, and then I got some extra hours that way
Yeah.
for sure.
So yeah, I did that for a while, and it definitely helped with like my personality skills, confidence, stuff like that. Serving a lot, man. It takes you out of your shell. You have to learn how to talk to a stranger every single day.
Yeah,
bro.
mhm,
Like,
for sure,
for sure.
every
Yeah,
single time. And
being
so
in the back in the house, you like you
Yeah,
know
you
you have
can be
that
in-
wall. You
yeah,
know
the
what I
little
mean?
dungeon. Man.
Yeah,
That's why I call it
exactly.
the dungeon. So
For sure.
And
yeah,
so,
that's good, man. Well rounded. So you kind of had an outlook of the whole
Yeah,
restaurant.
front of the house and back of the house.
Yeah,
like I know
definitely.
both for sure.
This was good. Is that good shit or what?
I love it, man.
That's what's up.
Shout out Liquid Death.
Yeah, shout out Liquid Death once again.
So yeah, I did that for a few years, and then COVID happened, and Red Lobster closed for like 6 months, and I was just like, bro, like I'm not gonna mess with my taxes. I didn't want to do the unemployment thing. I went to go apply at Sprouts, bro, and boom, like literally 2 weeks later, they called me and they're like, all right, yeah, cool, you got the job, and my like spark for food, like the interest just like opened up like crazy, bro, from like spices to sauces, from this to types of meat, etc. And so
Nice.
like I would just like buy some shit. Like we would get discounts and stuff, and I would just buy some shit and be like, all right, cool. Like I'm gonna try and cook this at home.
Go
Oh,
make
yeah.
up.
Yeah, like comes out fire, and then somebody was just like, "Oh, like you should just like post like your food all the time or something like that." And I was just like, "I guess." Like,
Yeah.
So I created like a little cooking page, and then kind of went from there. And I started I sold like some random stuff. Like I made like a buffalo chicken Alfredo, like just something like just weird, different. Like I knew like the people in like my age group, like shit like they would fuck with, and I was just like, "Hey,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
like, yeah, like let's see it." And so I was able to sell like 200 plates, I think. Like I sold 200. There's a line outside my house, bro.
What?
Yeah,
That's
like,
cool,
that's
dude.
dope, bro.
That's what's
Fuck
up,
yeah.
man.
And so, and I remember my older siblings, they came into town. They were like gonna surprise my parents or something like that. My dad's like, "Nah, like you should just do this another time." And I'm like, "Nah, like I can't. Like I cooked everything, I bought everything, like." And I was just like, "Oh shit!" And so I just like saw everybody's face, like. And then like just the reactions I was getting like from the food and stuff like that, and it just like blew my mind, and how much money I made in like just that day, bro. And like I was just like, damn, like I'm gonna try and like put more effort into this shit. And so just didn't look back. Started doing like personal dinners, caterings, private dinners, stuff like that. And I wanted to elevate my game, and so I was looking for like externships, internships. Like I didn't want to just go into a kitchen and just be like, oh, like
I know how to cook,
I'd rather
yeah.
be like a little bit more like in the fire, like a little bit, and then go in there and just let the adversity come.
Yeah.
Like that. So
That's cool, man. I like that perspective, though, because a lot of people, they start off wanting to be like on top.
A chef. Like,
Boom,
yeah,
I'm that.
yeah, for
you
sure.
know what I mean?
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it's cool it's a refreshing feel because it's like you were willing to learn, willing to, you know what I mean? Not even work.
Open-minded, yeah, to the restaurant
just kinda
business in
sit back
general,
and
yeah.
watch and shit. That's dope, man. I like
Hell
that
yeah.
shit, bro.
Yeah.
A student of the game, bro.
yeah, you have to, man. So I kind of just like did that a little bit, and so I found this externship in Lake George, New York, like way upstate, like
Damn.
probably like 45 minutes outside of Albany, man. Like the
Damn.
population's probably like 13.
And you were still here in El Paso?
Yeah, I was still here in El Paso.
I
And
mean, if you don't
so-
mind, like, how'd you find it, though?
So this girl that I know, her name is Krista. She used to be a chef like back in the day, and she told me to check it out like 2 years ago, but it was like during COVID, and I was just like, oh, so, and the regulations in New York, COVID during that time, like everything was shut down.
Oh,
so
wow.
I had to wait a whole entire year, and I completely forgot about it, and I was just like, oh, let me just finish my degree, just didn't even think any interest of it. And then I got the call from the chef over there, and he was like, yeah, man, like I'll give you another call Tuesday, like if you're really down. And so I was just like, gave him a
And
call.
all you had to do was fly there?
Yeah,
That's
booked
always...
a one-way, quit my job, like, and I was just
Wow,
like,
dude.
yeah, like,
I'm
let's do
scared
it.
to do that. I'll be straight up with you, dog. I know there's opportunities out there, and I would love to jump at them. I'm I just stop myself, dude. I don't know. Like, first, I don't want to leave my kids, but I mean, I just would love to do something like that. Like
That's
when
what I was
Marco
about to
talks
say.
about it, when Oscar talks about their time over there, I just like open my eyes, like, dude, I'd really love to do something like that, man. That's really cool. So big up, man. That's a really cool experience, man.
man.
That's got to be a
So-
great experience, valuable experience.
Oh yeah, bro, it was life-changing, bro. Just from the chef there, he was self-taught. So
Okay.
me and him, we clicked right off the
Nice,
bat.
nice.
So every day I would open the kitchen like at 4, and he would come in like around 5 or 6, and
Mm-hmm.
he would teach me something new every day for 4 months, man. So
Nice.
and I just picked up game from him heavy, and like he never showed any sign of weakness, and I was like, bro, like I'm not
Mm-hmm. Like
gonna
from
show
nice skills to recipes to
Yeah,
just
like-
holding down the grill, like all that stuff.
for sure. So,
Nice.
Yeah. And I was just like, oh man, I'm not gonna show any weakness. Like if he's not, like, you know, I'm gonna try and not be at his level, but like, you know what I mean? Like, hey, like I got you type thing. And so me and him, we clicked. We're still boys till this day. Like he's in Miami chilling like with his girl. Like,
That's what's
and he's a
up.
private chef out there right now. But we
Nice.
yeah.
Nice.
And so yeah,
That's
it was
dope.
And ever since then, I haven't looked back, man.
Isn't that Chef Cal, is it by any chance?
Nah, his name is Anthony.
There's a guy named Personal Chef Cal. I've been like hounding for a long time. Like, man, how do you do what you do? Because he's like, dude, he's millionaire clients. He's doing private chefs on yachts and stuff like
Sheesh.
that, dude. I'm like, geez, like,
Nah, you never know, man.
yeah, you just never know. You fall into a gap sometimes, man. You just keep trucking, you keep going, and then doing your thing. I was gonna ask, do you think cooking is your passion? Is that your, if you were to say?
I would say for sure. I think like being a creative is my passion.
Okay.
For sure, man. Like just the like the really thing that really got me into this, like where I wanted to stick with it, is like you gotta have integrity. Like there's really like no limitations, like what you can and can't do. Like as long as you don't kill nobody, like with your food, like,
Yeah, right.
that's
Send
the
out
most important
salmonella.
thing.
You know,
man.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
but be able to create and have different horizons with flavors and spices and techniques,
Nice.
and it's a constant learning, man. There's always
Yeah.
new shit coming out all
Hell
the time.
yeah, dude!
and so-
When I cooked over at Lola, man, just watching you grill it reminded me of back in the day. I was like, dude, I want to jump on there. I was, of course, I let you do your thing. I wasn't gonna
no,
impede on, but like I was gonna say, like, just watching all the different techniques you guys use. From I thought it was just like you boil the octopus, okay, and then you grill it, and then you put it on the plate, and then you maybe season it or garnish it. But there's a whole lot of more steps to that, man. They put like a certain they put the hummus on the bottom, they put oil on top of it, and then the dukkha, right?
That one, it was like we had capers, piquillo peppers, some fresh sliced thinly like white onion. And you toss all that in there, kind of get like a char flavoring from the grill into the salad, and it kind of like sets a little bit. Then you just plate it and garnish, and yeah.
But there's so many layers of flavor, you know what I mean? And I was wondering because every time I ordered it was so good, and I remember just like the first time when like, you know, cut it and taste it, like I felt back in my seat. I was like, damn, the flavor is just so good. It was cooked so good. It was so tender. And I was like, God, I would love to go back there. And then, you know, by the grace of God, they invited me, and then I fucking got to see the process, and it just inspired me, bro. When I left that kitchen, I was always like, you know, why did they invite me? You know, they were so gracious to invite me, you know what I mean? I think it was just to spark me, man, just to, you know, give me a little spark, man. And it gave me more, I wanted to garnish better. I wanted to put more layers of flavor, you know what I mean? Like not just, you know, my normal 3 layers. I added 2 more layers of flavor just to you know, give that wow factor. You know what I mean? Like it's there's always learning. You can always learn in this business.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so you can always learn, dude.
And with that being said, since you're self-taught, like what are some of the barriers that you've crossed being self-taught and trying to be that upper echelon type chef? Like, you know what I mean? Because a lot of people like, all right, did you go to culinary school? Where'd you go to culinary school?
That's probably a number one question.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
For me, man, I feel like it's just all about you have to just want it. It's a lot of self-discipline in this shit, man. So, like, if you're willing to be, like, self-disciplined and wanting to learn more, like, every day, like, how I see it when I go into the kitchen, man, every day is, like, a new day to be better than you were yesterday, man.
Sure, absolutely.
You're learning something new, or, like, you're seasoning better than you were yesterday, or you were grilling better than you were yesterday.
Helping out another chef get better, too, right?
Yeah, definitely, man. You got to be teachable, too, because you don't know everything. You know what I mean? So,
I just wanted to give him a shout out too, because when I was invited to Lola, like it seemed like as I was introduced to everybody, they were like, "Hey, you taking my job?" And I was like, "No, man, I'm just here to learn," you know. But Chef Simeon right away was, you know, real humble and real like inviting. You know what I mean? It was really a breath of fresh air, and I was like, "Okay, I'm gonna chill. I could chill." But it was fun. It was really fun to fucking be back there, man. As far as like adversity, like I know when I got out of culinary school, they gave me a job in a government building, and I was cooking for like 2,000 people. So they were like, "All right, you're garde manger," and I had to make salads. You know, a bunch, you know what I mean? It was like, okay, this is my job. But I still had adversity in that there was like 8 other like chefs in there, and they were all like of Mexican heritage, right? So it was like, who are you? You know, Mr. Culinary guy and stuff like that. So I had to kind of put the culinary to the side and just be a cook, right? And just, this is what I'm gonna produce, you know what I mean? And then when I produced, I was like, can I help you? Or what are you doing? Can I just see what you're doing? And, you know, kind of be real humble. I learned that from the beginning at that certain moment. Because coming out of culinary school, I felt like a rocket, like, you know what I mean? Like I can do anything and do everything. But I got humbled right away, you know, being at that tenure right there. So I wouldn't change that for the world, man. Seriously, like that, I carried that humbleness throughout everything I do now. So I don't know, like right in your first kitchen, do you remember any kind of adversity you had to face?
For sure, it was definitely intimidating, man, because I went in there with just like home cooking experience. Like the head chef had already been cooking, I don't know how many years, like 9 years probably. Right. There's dudes in there with degrees and stuff like that. So it was definitely intimidating, bro. But me, I'm like a sponge, bro. So I was asking questions. You gotta be curious. My uncle always told me like a closed mouth doesn't get fed.
That's true.
So,
that's
like,
the truth.
I love that shit.
I
say that shit all the time, man. I say that shit all the time.
Yeah, it's true, man. So I was curious and I was asking questions, picking up game, like rather it be like anything, man. So and you just gotta adapt to that. And then like once you're put to the test, like you're tested every day, man. In the kitchen, bro, you're tested every day. Like every move is being watched. From anything, from the way you fold your towels, from the way you're slicing meat, from the way you're seasoning, like how you're working under pressure, like every single little, like you think no one's watching, like everybody's watching. Like, that's why I'm super big on integrity, man. Like what are you gonna do when nobody's watching? You know?
Yeah, exactly. Hell yeah.
Yep.
So
big on that shit too, bro, because that's who you really are. You know what I'm saying? Like that person that when you're left alone and you're the only one in there, that's who you really are. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's great advice. So if when you walk into a kitchen, if anybody's out there is trying to be a chef, just learn, soak up like a sponge from everybody.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
definitely.
Even the dishwasher, man, they got game to give you. Seriously, man, seriously. So that's fun, man. So I'm glad I haven't been in the kitchen for 13 years. So it was a breath of fresh air to be in there and watch you guys work and see how you do, because private chefing is more in the house. So you're definitely trying to be cleanly as possible, and you're definitely bringing the best, but you don't have that people over your shoulder or another chef to talk to or nothing like that. Yeah, sure. So.
what are some of the goals that you have, dog? Like, as far as, you know, now that you're cooking for an upper echelon type restaurant, you know what I mean? You've got some recognition, obviously.
Yeah, dude.
You were named what, best chef?
Yeah, number one
chef
first
in El
place.
Paso,
Yeah,
first place.
Yeah.
So now that you got that title under your belt, what do you have planned for the future?
Definitely eventually want to open my own spot, man. So I've been working on that for some time, since March. So it's still in the works and stuff like that, man. But I definitely want to give back more to the community more than anything,
Awesome,
man. I've
dude.
been involved with like a few Ciudad Nueva, which is like kind of like a third party of El Paso Fighting Hunger, and they do like outreach and stuff like for kids and stuff like that. So I do a lot of their caterings, like their events, stuff like that, like to have pop-ups like for other, like as long as I could feel like any way I can give back, like even if it's through food or however, man.
Time.
What's the name of the organization?
Ciudad Nueva.
Ciudad Nueva.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
So
they're
do they take
downtown.
donations, or how does that
Yeah,
work?
they take donations and stuff like that. I got involved. This lady, I guess she recognized me. At school, she recognized me. She's like, hey, like I've seen your cooking and stuff like that. And she's in charge of it. And so me and her, we've been in touch like the last 2 years, man. And
Awesome.
So, yeah.
Man,
So-
that's cool, because that's one of our questions that we always ask is, how do you pay it forward? You know, because success comes and then you get all the recognition, but like, how do you pay it forward? You know, what do you do to pay it forward? That's
Yeah,
great, man.
definitely.
Especially the city of El Paso to pay it forward that way too, man. That's great.
That's dope, dog, because you're not even from El Paso originally. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And for you
nah.
to kind of give back to the community, that means a lot, bro, because like not a lot of people in our own community do
Yeah, I
that
do
shit.
that
Yeah,
for
you
sure.
know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah, because a lot of people, when I first started, a lot of people showed me love, and they still show me love to this day, man. So that's why I always try to give back. Like I always, like when I was at my parents' house, like I would like sell food anytime I had an extra day off or anything like that, or
Hell
if it was
yeah.
a paid holiday, man. Rather it be like just sell like plates for cheap, or help somebody this, or hook somebody up with this. Like there's one dude, he had wanted me to do a dinner for like his mom's birthday, and I charged him for the low, but he was just like, man, I just like can't afford it, and I was just like, nah, bro, like I'll hook you up with a good price. And so he saved up for 6 months just so like he could have it for his mom, man. And so that shit meant the world to me, bro. Like just
Yeah.
to be able to, like, you know what I mean? And
Hell
his
yeah.
family was so loving.
Because he could have gotten to a restaurant, he could have got another chef or made but he wanted you
he
specifically.
specifically wanted me. So
Yeah.
just that, like that type of connection that I have with the people and the clients, man, it's the best feeling in the world, man.
That's dope. That's dope.
Hell
So
yeah.
when you open your restaurant, like, can we get into it a little bit, or you kind of keep your shit on the low?
I'm gonna keep it on the low.
Okay, okay.
Yeah,
So-
I
I
guess.
want to know what food you. I mean, what
Yeah.
are you specializing in? Like,
Well, me, I definitely like to create, so it's probably gonna be like a street food and like fine dining infusion. That's the goal.
There you go.
So
That's
yeah,
pretty
man,
cool.
I do all kinds of stuff, like just from traveling and being in around different cultures, having multiple backgrounds, stuff like that, man. And,
You're the type that collects menus from other restaurants out of town and stuff like that, or just kind of picks up different.
not really, man. But for me, if I taste something like from out of town, I'm like, oh shit, and I'll like think of like how I can do that in my own way, or like change this or change that. So I remember I was in California last year with my boys, like for some festival.
Mm-hmm.
Went to some like little random like random diner, and they had like an orange chicken infused like chicken and waffles, and like, bro, this shit was mind blowing.
Oh, okay.
Like the first bite, bro, I
Yeah.
was just like, and they were charging like $25 for that shit because it was in LA, but
Yeah.
like right there off of like Brea, California, I think, like somewhere in LA County, but
Right.
and they had like for some reason, like the sweetness and the acidity, like, so they had like a sriracha like chili paste that you put on top, like with kind of bounces out like with the sweetness from the orange
Okay.
chicken, and they put like some fresh bell peppers.
Was it
and
fried
shit on
chicken?
top. Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
it
and then
was
the
fried.
waffles were like the big tall waffles. Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
and
man.
the waffle
Belgian
had like
waffles.
this like lemon, like I don't even know how, but like the
The
fucking
little-
the flavors, bro. That, and I
little
was just like,
zest.
damn, like that shit.
Little
like,
lemon zest goes a long way, yo, for sure.
yeah, it's crazy. Like, dude, I'm hearing all these flavors, and to me in my head,
Yeah.
like they don't. mix. You know
Man,
what I mean?
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I bet,
It's
like,
all a balance, man.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's all a
exactly.
balance, man. When you have the
Definitely balance.
acid, the fat, and the salt, sweet, all that stuff, man. It really.
It's like the kids saying she was busting.
That shit was
yeah,
busted, yeah.
So-
Yeah, but when I was younger, I lived in South Florida, and I used to collect menus, man. Like all these restaurants my dad would take me to, you know. I was like, fuck, you know, like, and I would just kind of like fold away that to go menu and just put it in my pocket, you know what I mean? And then I would go home and just look like, how did they make that? You know, at least I know the ingredients, right? But like, so I would try to make it at my house and figure it out and be like, Dad, does it taste like that? Oh yeah, you're pretty close, man. I'm like, shit, that's fucking tasty as shit. I was just always inspired. South Florida is like, really got really good restaurants, and even in burger joints, man, they really know how to put it together. It's different, you know what I mean? It's different. It's all like mom and pop style, you know what I mean?
But that's important, like as a chef, bro. Like this one chef, I don't know who did it, but it was a quote. It was like, it's just as important to spend time outside of the kitchen as to spend
hell.
inside of the kitchen. And
Yeah,
like,
hell yeah.
It's just like I don't know. You find like inspiration with like the slightest things, like even like picking up menus or tasting like a certain thing or going out and doing this. So it's just like a
Yeah,
balance.
that's
man.
dope.
Yeah.
I like that shit, dog. Because every time I travel, wherever I go, I try to go to a barbershop, local barbershop, and kind of see like how they're set up, their motif.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
And I'm not a
inspiration,
lot,
yeah.
and like inspiration, people
Yeah.
working and shit. I'll try if I have enough time. I'll try to get it like lined up or whatever in the shop.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, it was always cool to keep your vision broadened to see
Yeah.
what's out of El Paso, what's out of the city. you know
1000%,
what I mean?
yeah, 1000%.
I know you said your grandma was Haitian.
Yeah, my grandma.
So are you gonna be infusing some of those Haitian?
Yeah, I'm probably gonna do like red beans and rice, like the dish that she's made for us. Like every time we visit since I was probably born, like we would go there for the summer all the time, and so
Damn.
To like Haiti and shit, like actually.
nah, like
okay.
to, she lives in Orange County, California.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like her and my grandpa, like they still have the same routine to this day, man, and like they're routine people, and so like every single time, like 5 days out of the week, like she would make the same 5 dishes that my grandpa loved, and so yeah, that was one of them.
Yeah,
So
that's what's up.
yeah,
That's
man.
kind of like the Mexican culture too,
Big
dog. 'Cause
time.
like, it's like enchiladas one day, tacos,
Yeah.
but everything is like beans and rice, beans and rice, beans
Yeah,
and rice.
yeah,
No
yeah.
matter what it is, beans and rice on the side and shit.
Yeah.
But is it like a red beans and rice, like the New Orleans style type?
Nah, like a Haitian style. So there's like this specific type of like marinade, and she has to like order the spice. Like she goes to Haiti all the time, like 'cause
Nice.
all of her she
Love that,
was-
love
yeah.
that. Local spices from cultures. Oh, I
Yeah,
love that
she
shit.
always brings back every time she goes to Haiti. She always brings back stuff, and
That's
so
what's up.
yeah.
Hell
That's
yeah,
dope, bro.
Hell
That's
yeah.
fucking fresh, man. That's fire. You're a versatile ass motherfucker, dog.
Yeah, dude, seriously, in life and in the kitchen
In
for
life
sure,
and in the
dude.
kitchen,
Yeah.
That's dope.
I got all kinds of stuff: Native American, Black, Creole, and Haitian. Yeah.
That's what's up, man. You get down on some soul food. I had the privilege of having soul food like a dinner. Like I was invited to a dinner, and like just like not coursed out, but it was all there. So I was like, let me taste this and taste that. I was like, holy moly.
man.
So one thing I can talk about is like pig feet. So is it hog mogs? Is that what they call
Yeah.
it? Dude, I was like, no, I'm not eating that. And then the grandma came over and was like, put it on my plate. You're gonna eat that. So I grabbed that hoof and I just started gnawing on it, and I couldn't stop, man. I couldn't stop because they really cooked that thing a long time to get that tender meat. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
And
There's
it
a
is
lot that
it's
goes into
it's
it,
good,
man.
bro. I could tell you that for sure. If you ever get offered that, it's really fucking good, man, for sure.
That's dope.
Absolutely. And
I don't know if I could do it. though, you know what
no,
I'm saying?
you could, yeah. Because like another time, I was sitting down having dinner with an Asian family, and they had I think it's Peking duck. I believe it's what it
yeah,
was,
they have a
but
Peking
it's the whole damn duck, and so the eyeballs, they eat the eyeballs and everything, and yeah, that thing will pop in your mouth, you know. And then the fish too, the whole fish head,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
they like cut it off and they give it to you as the guest, and then you know you have to eat that part. Not you can't be like no.
It's disrespectful.
It's disrespectful. And they're giving you the ultimate respect by giving you that piece. You know what I mean?
That's
So
like
you're-
the best part too.
Yeah, big time.
Wow.
Yeah, big time, man. But you know, you got to open broaden your horizons, like you're talking about, and the flavors, the you know what I mean? It's just
I'm the type
different.
like, just don't tell me what it is. Cut it up.
yeah.
Give it to me.
Uh-huh.
I'll give it. But if I
Is
see
that,
a
is that
hook,
why?
I'm like, oh,
that's
shit,
why you like
know?
three pitas, though, right? Or what?
I actually don't like.
You
that.
don't? I don't either, bro.
don't.
You know why?
I can't.
Because my grandma used to cook it in the house, and that smell.
Smell, yeah.
Ooh, can't do it,
Yeah,
man.
and just
But-
knowing that it's like lining. You know what I mean? Like
True, yeah.
lining really is what it is.
Yeah. For black people, it's chitlins. It's the same thing.
Chitlins, but
yeah,
so
I
it's
don't
chicken,
eat
right?
that.
That's
Nah,
chicken.
chitlins, like
But I
this.
mean, what is it though?
It's the same, like the lining, the stomach lining, like
Of a cow?
three pitos. Yeah.
Oh,
it's
wow.
chitlins for black people in this. Yeah.
The pitas is chitlins.
Oh,
Yeah,
dude. But
chitlins,
do they make it crispy?
Yeah,
Or-
they fry them too, and yeah, I'm not a big fan of those. Like, so,
Man, see,
yeah.
I see.
It's
But-
crazy how like the culture is like
It's
kinda
similar, but different.
dog, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Similarities and shit.
For sure, yeah, definitely. What is your favorite cuisine? Like, what's your favorite like?
Man, that's a hard question.
Yeah, you just whatever. Like you.
My favorite one to eat is probably Indian food, man. Like
Nice.
every time I go out of town, like I know, like Arizona is like one of the most, like Phoenix, I think is one of the most like diverse places. But there's this one Indian spot that I go to every single time. Like nothing but like Indian employees, like nice chandeliers, everything. But like I go like 2 or 3 days in a row, like for the same lamb curry.
And they don't serve no the silverware, right? You eat with your hands.
Oh well, nah, like I get it to go every time I go.
Yeah,
But
trying
is
to
it
get
like
like
that
that.
in there that you sit down on the floor and then
Oh
like
no,
on the
it's
table?
not like
no.
that. No, it's like a restaurant.
Okay,
Oh,
okay.
okay.
But yeah,
Right.
man. But the lamb curry, man, I forgot what it's called, but it's like right off of the 17 freeway. But every time I go, like that's the spot that I
You
go
gotta
to.
stop there.
Nice.
Yeah, or like anywhere else, I always like to try different Indian
Damn,
Yeah.
that's
spots.
sad. Every
And
time I
the-
stop by Phoenix, it's like In and Out and shit.
Yeah, yeah.
Tortillas.
And the stigma of like Indian food, like it's like, oh man, it's gonna blow up your stomach, or it's just too much flavor. But when I learned how, like when people were like, my clients were like, hey, no, can you cook Indian food for us? We have this recipe, blah blah. I'm like, okay. And I had to realize, toast the spices and figure out how to put all the spices together in a balance. You know what I mean?
Aromatics.
Yeah, a lot of aromatics, but like to put it into balance, and then oh, okay, now I understand coconut cream versus just regular cream. I'm like, oh freak, okay, I'm learning all this stuff. Now when I go and there's an Indian dish, I'm like, let me try that. I want to figure out what the actual flavor is so I can translate to for my food for my clients.
So
you know
I
what
mean, are you guys to the point where you can taste something and you can like
decipher all the flavors
what's in it?
Yeah, like if
definitely.
something's like too dominant in a certain spice, or if it's like too salty, or if it's like under seasoned, or if it's burned. Like you can taste your palate. Like the more you taste, like while you cook, like when you work,
Yeah.
your palate slowly.
That's what I was gonna
starts
say
to
because you
expand,
guys are cooking and you gotta taste
Tasting,
your
yeah.
own shit,
Yeah,
right?
exactly,
Like,
yeah.
Before you put it out.
Yeah. And I always taste like, because like cilantro's real bad. Like I don't like cilantro, so I'm like, oh, this has cilantro. You know what I mean? And it kills the rest of it. Like I can't even taste anything
Yeah,
else.
super dominant.
Yeah, but like I love tasting food when that's ginger. That's what you use. That's where that flavor comes from. You know what I mean? Or like not just cumino, but they toast the cumino. You know what I mean? It's a different flavor. You know what I mean? So like yeah, definitely. Like as a chef, like that's one thing I do like. I've been wanting to try that blindfold challenge that Chef Ramsay does, where you blindfold it and then he
Oh, like
gives
if
you.
it's like a chicken. Like,
Yeah.
it's on Hell's Kitchen, I think.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So
They're
it's
really-
like chicken or beef. Or
Yeah,
this,
they'll even give them like an apple, a slice of an apple, and they're eating like, is it a potato or like, you know what I mean? And I'm like, nah, you gotta be tripping,
Yeah,
man.
bro.
Like, I've been wanting to do that. Maybe we'll do that here on the show, dude. One day, just do a
Yeah,
blind.
I'm down. Blind.
Yeah.
That'd be
I
cool.
need some food.
Yeah, for
all
sure.
these chefs you've had, and we
Yeah.
had not one piece of food on.
Yeah, I
this
know,
motherfucking
man.
table.
Yeah, we need to actually. Yeah, we need to do something like that, man, or do some catering or something like that. Bring
be
in some
dope.
food for real.
Yeah, no, for real, bro. Like that'd be dope.
You're like, yeah, fuck, I'll eat, motherfucker.
I'm a big boy, dog.
Yeah, for
I love
sure.
to eat, dog. I love to eat. I'm
1000%.
willing to try. I'm always willing to try new shit. But like I said, like if it's something like,
You don't fuck with at all.
well, even then, like that's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. Like if you cut it up for me and say,
Uh-huh.
here, taste this.
Yeah.
I'll try it. And later on, you say, oh, well, that's tripitas or
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah.
cow tongue or whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I've always been like open to things. I'll try it. You know what I mean? Like, except for I remember one time in culinary school, like the chef was making sweetbreads. I don't know if you ever had that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think it's pituitary gland of the cow or something like that. Some part of the brain or something like that. And he's cutting it up. He's like, here, taste it. And I'm like, I really hesitated. I was like, no. And he's like, you're gonna taste it. Like, boom. I just grabbed the fork and I taste it. A little chewy piece of damn meat. Oh man, but it's different. You learn. Okay, I've tasted that before. You know what I mean? And not only have I tasted it, like I think through the process of him showing me how to cook it, I that's the full realm. I know how to cook. You know what I mean? So you got to be open. If you're gonna be a chef, you got to be open to everything. You know what I mean?
For
Yeah,
sure,
seriously.
for sure.
Yeah, open to everything. All cuisines, all parts of the freaking cows and fish and all that stuff. Yeah, for sure. As much as I'm hesitant, like I truly want to learn and taste all that stuff.
Yeah,
For sure.
definitely.
Coming up in the game, man, have you ever felt any type of adversity, like where you felt like, damn, is this for me? Like, can I?
Oh
really do
yeah,
this
all
shit?
the time, man. I think when I first got to New York, I think there was originally like 6 of us, like 6, 7 chefs, and like the first 3 weeks, like 2 of them quit like right off the bat. Another one was just like, oh, I'm done. Like, and so shit.
For
hit
random reasons, different reasons.
Yeah, and so shit hit the fan in 3 weeks, and so there's 3 of us, like plus the head chef, and so I went from having like a 4-day week to a 6-day week, 12 hours. And it was like that for 4 months, bro. So and so
you were ready to like throw in the towel, like, nah, it's ain't for me.
yeah, I was just like, so after that, I was just like, damn, like, it was like my real test, like to see if I really want to do this shit or not. And so,
for sure.
and I ended up enjoying it so much, man.
Yeah.
Just
So-
fell deeper into it.
Yeah,
I mean,
man.
how was the pay though? Like, because I mean, you relocated.
Yeah, the pay was nice, man. The pay I was getting paid, it
was worth it.
It was nice. It was
Yeah.
weekly too, bro. So paid off like a whole semester of school, paid off a few credit cards. Like I was,
Hell yeah,
and
that's
just
what's
chilling,
up.
man. So
Yeah,
because
that's
it was
what's
a
up.
paid internship, so we were getting paid hourly, and then they paid for your housing and your food.
You said Albany. That's like the capital, right, of
Yeah.
New York. So there's like not a lot of things to see, a lot of things to do and stuff like that.
Nah, Lake George was like about 3 hours from the city. So in order to get to the like NYC,
Yeah.
got to go down to Albany and then take the bus and then go from there. So, but since we were so short-handed, like we didn't get to go that much. So
Yeah.
True.
Yeah, that's a bucket list, man. I need to get to New York. Whether it's cooking or whatever, I just
Just to
want
visit and
just to
shit,
visit
yeah.
whatever it is. Yeah, that's
Bro,
gonna-
it's stimulate. Like the first time we
High
went to the city,
stimulation.
bro,
Shit.
like as soon as we get there, like there's shit happening here, like somebody doing this there, this, that, and like the conversations are different, bro. Like people are talking about different shit, like not fucking like bullshit and like cheesemate, bro. They're talking about like business moves, this, that, like, bro. Like the girls are nice as fuck. Like they would come up and talk to you, bro. Like they were not,
Yeah.
you know, it was cool, man.
catch
like,
me in NYC.
yeah, man. Like it was super cool, man. The people were nice and like it wasn't dirty. Like the sub, like everybody, all the stigmas that I heard about New York. I was
Yeah,
like, bro, like,
You know what?
That's
That's,
what's
what
up,
kind
that's
of
what's up,
that's what keeps
that's
me
what's
from
up.
going to New York too.
Oh,
Because
word?
I hear people say like, "Oh, bro, that shit's nasty. Dog. It's dirty. It smells like there's fucking rats everywhere." Da 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 da. And I'm like, you know, my girl brings it up. I want to go to New York. I'm like, I don't know.
Not so much. No.
yeah, man. As soon as I went, I was motivated like a motherfucker, bro. Like I was just like,
It's the business.
Trying to keep up. You felt the momentum.
It's the
Bro,
business capital of the world, dog. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're walking back to the car and it's like almost 3 a.m. and people are still chum 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 places to be, like on the phone calls, this, and I'm just like, bro, like
That's dope.
everybody's
dope.
on their shit. You know what I mean? Like that shit made me want to go harder, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah,
stimulation.
yeah.
Yeah, that's a good word for it. It's constant stimulation. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
man.
Like no downtime.
Yeah.
Mine. See, like, so
What
I'm.
questions you got for? I mean, you a chef, dog.
Yeah,
like,
well, I mean, for me, I mean, I came from like Arizona. Like when I left, this is my story basically. I was 16 years old and I was working in a trattoria, Italian trattoria, and I didn't know. I was just trying to like I get a job, pay for some my weekend stuff,
Yeah,
and then.
yeah.
Luckily, this chef was passionate to the roof, bro. This motherfucker was
man.
passionate. He'd been, cooking in Sicily, and he brought all his, food meal. I mean, he was making marinara with food mills, and like really, really making like a good, like his pasta bolognese was insane, and he still won't give me the recipe for that, right? Yeah, I'm working to like show him, like I'm a passionate chef, like help me out. But man, it was just so cool. Like I've told the story where I'm just making pizzas and throwing in appetizers, and this dude's fucking got like 3 pans, and he's fucking like fire everywhere. Give me chicken stock. I need fucking chicken stock. You know what I mean? I'm like, okay, let me fucking make some chicken stock. You know what I mean? Like just trying to keep up with this guy, and he's doing like it's a small trattoria, right? But I mean, we probably had like 10 tables, but he really fucking threw everything out so that that he could go. He threw everything so fast so that he could have time to go out there and be like, hey, how was your meal? How was your day? Good to see you. Thanks for bringing the family.
That's
Blah
what
blah
it's
blah.
about, man.
And that's the thing. I'm watching this and I'm like burning shit while he's not in the kitchen. You know what I mean? But I'm watching and I'm learning. And I'm like, fuck, dude. I didn't know it at the time. That's the thing. My family was the one who came to me and said, you know what? Because I had moved from Florida and then I was in El Paso. I was like, I didn't want to be here. I graduated from Outwood. I was like, I fucking hate life. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? And then my family came to me and was like, yo, you should go to culinary school. I'm like, sure. You know what I mean? My uncle's like, hey, you can live with me. You know what I mean? Like, come over to Arizona and this is what we'll go check out culinary schools. I was like, yeah, you know what I mean? I'm kind of perked. But once I got to culinary school, man, I was like, fuck, this is my shit. I learned knife work. You know what I mean? I made friends. You know what I mean? The chefs were like top notch. Even though it was a community college, like it was top notch chef. These guys, I still want to like give them a big hug because they really gave me another type of passion, to the love of the technique, the love of
Yeah,
the being the white coat and
You fall in love with the little things.
yeah, just keeping a clean white chef coat, you know what I mean? Like those little things. And then so when I got out, like I really wanted to be a chef. It was like, fuck, I'm gonna be a chef. But like I learned real quick, like you know what I mean? Like I want to be friends with the dishwasher first. Let me fucking, okay, I got one friend, you know what I mean? Like shit. And then, you know, I started like kind of moving around, and I didn't really figure it out until, like I'm telling you, like there's a little spot where I worked at Costco for 12 years. I didn't really figure it out, and I was like, dude, I want to be a chef. I don't give a fuck what it takes. I just want to be a chef. And I started cooking in my house, cooking in my house. And I just, from there, knew that, okay, this is my thing. This is my fucking jam, bro. And I was like, all right, whatever it takes, I'm gonna fucking make it as a chef. And I just put it out there, like, you know, I'll cook for you for free. Here's a meal prep, $5. Like, this is what I have to offer. So I don't know, man. Like, my question to you is like basically like the passion of cooking. I know you said you're creative, but like, is cooking something that you'll keep in your
for sure, man. Like I fall in love with the little things, rather if you cook like a perfect medium rare, or like you get that nice sear on like a salmon, or like the way things taste, or you create a dish and you put it all together and all the components are there, like just the little things.
And then when the customer's like, yo, that was good, and they genuinely tell you that shit. See, that's a chef, man. And I want to say I'm a creative too, because if I made a photo and somebody said, oh, that's a nice photo, and they're genuinely saying so, like, I don't know, man. Like I say my passion is cooking, but like I like your perspective, the way you say it. Yeah, I'm a creative, and that's the thing. When you create something and somebody's like, damn, that's useful, or that's beautiful, or that's this, you know what I mean?
Man, you're just like, I just appreciate art in general, man.
There you go. Yeah, and I had art classes too, and I appreciate art a lot too. I don't think I'm an artist where I put paint to a pen. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But appreciation for sure, man. And I really like that, processing that whole creative aspect of it, man. Because when I got my passion, I didn't realize it. You know what I mean? I was watching this chef, like, fuck, wow, it wasn't like I want to do that. It was like, this man is full of fucking like energy, like life, you know what I mean? And he cares about the people. It's like I'm watching this happen. I seriously can close my eyes and see this fucking shit happening all the time. So, I mean, like you say, you're creative. Like, do you know where you got that passion from? Where you?
I've always been like a people person, but I've always been like creative, man, since I was young, and just, I don't know, man. And I guess like the thing with I don't even know. I had never even thought I'd be a chef ever in a million years.
Oh, okay.
I went to I didn't go to culinary school, but I took a culinary class in high school. But like in high school, they teach you all of like, it's literally like book work about health and safety. Like they shove that shit down your throat to make sure, like, if you're gonna go do this shit, like you better not kill nobody. So, and so, like,
true, yeah, it's true.
And,
but even that wasn't enough to be like,
nah, it didn't stimulate
it was just
me
like,
that much at all.
Yeah.
Like we would cook like maybe like once a week. Like they would have like wing Wednesdays, or make little sliders. Like like the chef would open the kitchen every now and then, but me and him were like, he would always talk to me about just like random stuff, like about his day and like what he did. Super passionate guy. I still talk to him to this day, like, and he knows a bunch of stuff, but we're still super close. And and he just, I don't know, man, it just happened like out of nowhere, and I just like continued to keep going, and then kind of just like fell in love with the process. I think when I really went to New York, I really started, because my first day that I got there, the chef took me, so basically foraging and like carrot, like what's it called, like when you could just gathering, there you go, it's legal in New York. So he literally took me into the woods, like we got on a little golf cart, because it was like a big resort, probably like maybe 20-30 acres.
Right.
Took me into like the woods, and he was like, all right, we're gonna grab this, we gotta grab mushrooms, spices.
Truffle? What the fuck?
Nah,
you have truffle out there?
Nah, I
want to try that. Like, what is that?
It's just truffle, a super flavorful mushroom,
it's like a hybrid mushroom.
Yeah, it's like, but it's super flavorful. Like, they just put a little bit of shavings on there. Sometimes people go crazy with it, but
just a little bit, bro.
Damn,
I feel personally, like in my taste, that it's like cilantro. Like it can take over a meal. It really can. So it's like it's got to be. You know, for me, it's got to be really
break the dish.
In a way, yeah, because like you're using like there's $50, there's $50 every time you shave it. Like it's like, you know,
expensive.
It's just expensive, yeah,
overseas,
man.
I think it's like $1,000.
Yeah, dude, yeah, motherfucker.
The only reason
when
I
you
know
buy
about
them,
that shit, dog, is because I watch these shows called The Most Expensivest with 2 Chainz, and he would go out and experience like expensive shit.
Yeah,
and one of them was truffle, dog, and I'm like, what the fuck is truffle, dog?
So
and people are paying like.
So I talk about that Chef Cal that's in Miami, right? He's the big time chef. Well, he has like his little podcast, or not a podcast, but like his little like Instagram, right? And he has this dude that comes in with the briefcase, and he opens it up, click, click, click. opens it up, and it's like truffles, dude. He's like, look, how many do you need today? And he's got a little scale, and he fucking yeah, dude, seriously, yeah, exactly, bro. And then he'll grab it, and like, you know what I mean? Like he's looking at it in the light and shit. You know what I mean? Like it's a serious
like it's
thing.
A grandma or some shit.
Seriously, yeah, hell yeah, bro, hell yeah. And then like he'll give like this little shaving so you could taste it. You know what I mean? Like it's serious. And this guy's smiling his ass off, dude. He has the hookup wherever he's got the hookup. He's got and I bet you he goes to like 20 different chefs. You know what I mean, in his day, and just sells that shit all day because it's a serious like main ingredient. You know what I mean? If you have truffles, I mean, you can do so much with it. Seriously, yeah.
Now, something that we brought up in previous podcasts, dog, is that, you know, you guys said we're creators, dog. We're all creators. You know, you're in different elements, right?
Yeah.
And we're artists. And one thing that I said to Chef is like, the way I see y'all's product is like when you go into an art museum and you're seeing a piece of art.
Right.
We're artists, we create it, but we don't know necessarily the value or the business that comes behind it.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
What have you done to stay up there with the business part of it and kind of like, you know what I mean, be ready for that aspect of not just creating, but also
that's a good question.
Financials of it, the business side of it. Like, what have you done to prepare yourself for that?
Just learning, man. Just picking up game. Like, whether it be like, I learned a lot from Sprouts, man. Like about like just managing and FIFO and like ordering systems, inventory, stuff like that. And then when I was in New York too, same exact thing. So I was like, he was showing me like the business side every day, like as well, like with like learning how to create and cook
menus
and stuff like that.
Food costs, stuff
just
like that.
Do experience.
Yeah, for sure. And then so when I came back and like started doing like my own thing, and like my dad is super good with numbers too, and so he put me on a lot of game like since I was 18, like about credit, like numbers, finances and stuff like that.
No, I'm not my dad. I'm my mom.
Not over here.
Yeah, no.
I've just tried to always apply that knowledge, like even with my food. And for me, the biggest thing that always keeps me going is the quality, man. If I'm gonna be putting out like consistent quality, man, like the food will speak for itself. And then so I'll know like how much to pay, like how much to charge, like, you know what I mean, how much this is gonna cost. Like I'll kind of like already have like a
it's like the proof is in the pudding type shit.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So I got a question. So like this is not a loaded question either. It's just more like what if you had like, you know, a kitchen, right? And I said, hey, go make your best dish or like something that's gonna wow everybody. What would be that dish that you would make? Like it's an open kitchen. It's got everything in there that you could possibly need.
There's this one dish, man. So when we were in New York, we had to. It was kind of like a resort style, like kind of like a family style. So we'd have like 3 different options. We'd have like a meat, we have like a pasta, and then we have like some type of fish or a vegetarian option.
Nice.
But we'd have to cook for anywhere from like 150 to 300 people like 3 times a day. So, and it would just be like that every single time. And so there was this, I remember we had like a flank steak, but I like to use New York when I do it, but it's like a chunky chimney. I make this spicy vodka rigatoni. I throw the steak on top with like the chimney, bro. And when I do that shit for private dinners, like people's minds are fucking blown.
My mind's blown, bro, because the chimichurri herby kind of a little bit. Chimichurri is like a herb. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, it's like kind of, I like to do like a chunky chimney. So like I'll do like red peppers. I'll do like some shallots, garlic, cilantro, parsley, red wine vinegar, olive oil, and then use salt, pepper to taste.
The base, the base is basically like herbs. The base is like herbs, and then and it's balanced with the oil, and then a little bit of acidity. But on top of a steak. Just by that, because like that's what I'm saying. I put it on top of steaks all day. He's talking about the pasta.
Yeah, so you have the pasta, like a vodka rigatoni, like the creaminess. You get a little bit of that spice. Boom. I don't like to put spice in my chimney. Like I rather have like I don't know, like something else complement it. So then I put it on top of the steak, and you just get like it's. Damn. It's I don't know how to explain it, bro.
Got me going. Well, Vic, we'll have you in the restaurant. You just do the truffle, dog. All right.
Just I'll come in with the briefcase.
Yeah. Because like my dish would be beef Wellington. When I came out the gates as a personal chef, like I was like I'm gonna do beef Wellington, and I had minimal experience, dude. Like I had to learn how to make it tight. I learned how to get all the moisture, out of the mushrooms. You know what I mean? So at this point, like that would be my go-to. Like I need to wow people. I need to win a competition or whatever the case may be. Like I would be making that shit. For
now
sure.
that recipe that you just named, that's your own personal recipe that you've created it?
Well, like I just put it all together, but like
Dude.
we had it in New York, and I was like, let me see how all this shit tastes together.
Dude, nice.
And so ever since then, like, and then I just had like my own little twist to it.
I think
or-
somebody had posted that they want you to make it. Like they request it. People request
like,
that. Yeah.
Because I've done like a few private dinners out here, and like they'll be like, oh, like, can you make this? And I'm
Make
like,
your
yeah.
rigatoni.
Yeah,
please.
so I do it, and they're always fucking just.
Me get the chimney, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for
yeah,
sure.
yeah, people have asked me for the chimney recipe, and I was just like, nah, I can't give you that.
Yeah,
No,
dude.
no.
But
Yeah.
me, I don't really
'Cause you can-
measure anything. So.
You can, yeah, and me too. Like, but I pride myself, but at the same time, somebody might look down on me. Like when I cook for my clients, like, and I cook them every week, every day, I can never make it the same. Like I always either try to up it or change the flavor here or add ginger
Yeah,
or
yeah.
do something different. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
And no one's ever complained like, oh, I wish you made it like you did before. No one's ever said that to me. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
I'm
no, I
gonna
haven't
keep going
gotten
in
that
that
either.
direction. You know what I mean? For sure.
And in your case, chef, like, because I know you've brought up the Wellington
Yeah, for sure.
a few times. Now, do you make it to where it's like you've seen the recipe, or you like put extra stuff? Like he puts a little extra flavor.
I
his
keep
own
it
little
classic.
twist?
I do keep it classic. Yeah, I've seen people deviate. And
Let me throw you a curveball.
Okay.
What recipe would you put out that you've created your own, other than the beef Wellington, like something that you put together on your own? That this is Chef Clay right here.
This is Chef Clay. I don't know if I have a dish like that. I'm thinking off the top of my head. It's kind of like putting me on pressure. I don't know if I have a dish like that, dude. Because like what I do is like sometimes when I'm like I don't have an idea, I'll Google like 3 recipes and I'll kind of like see, okay, this is a good recipe. I think this is gonna taste good, and I'll do it. And I don't want to like give myself props, but I've never fucked up a recipe. Like, and I'll ask people, and like I've even like made like this last weekend. I had nothing. They gave me yucca. I was like, dude, I never cooked yucca before. You know what I mean? Like, it's like a potato, but it has a little bit of sweetness at the end. I was like, dude, I don't know what to do with this. So I fucking was on Google for a minute, and I'm just like, oh, okay, let me go to NY. I have a New York Times.
that one's pretty cool,
It's
that
really
app,
good.
yeah.
So they gave me they gave me a recipe for mojo de ajo, right? So I made sopa al mojo de ajo con puerco. And I had I had pork chops, so I cooked the pork chops, made them tender, pulled them apart, and then when I made the soup, it was a yucca with garlic, onions, and then I let that boil for a long time, right, till they got soft, and then I added maple syrup, lime juice, and then a couple other ingredients, right, to give it like cumino and oregano, right, and that was the soup. That shit was good. With the pork and the savoriness of the bone that I put in there, let it cook, man, it was so good. And I'm like, damn. So I would say that's not my recipe, but definitely added that to my repertoire. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
boom,
You put
yeah,
that in the
yeah,
arsenal
for
right
sure,
there.
for sure. And thank you for challenging me, because I think that is gonna be my quest now for sure, dog. I'm gonna definitely try to put the flavors
gotta
together.
keep you on your toes, you
or,
know?
or even I've been thinking about writing a recipe book, like, because I've been done so many recipes throughout these past years that like I know some great recipes. You know what I'm saying? Like, and they're all like off a recipe book. I'm not gonna be like, oh, I created this, because that's completely the truth.
I
you
mean,
know what
somewhere or other, it's already been done. That's what I say.
Right,
You know
right.
what I mean? Like even
You
with
just add your own.
yeah, you just
Yeah.
add your own little flavor.
Oh
to
yeah,
it.
definitely. With sauces, I've definitely deviated.
sauces
like
all day
red wine reduction. Like I definitely always put different herbs, and then I'll add something different to like give it a level above. You know what I mean? I even had rose petals one time, and it was for garnish, but I actually like threw it in there in the red wine reduction and let it cook with it. At the end, man, it had just that little bit of
like a
level
different-
of different
man.
flavor.
Just
You know what I
gotta
mean?
just-
Yeah,
Rose
for sure.
petals, dog?
Rose petals, dog. Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
making
definitely.
love to the fucking-
Dude, for sure. And then obviously the garnish went perfectly well with it. You know what I mean? And then they're like, did the
Like, did I
rose?
taste that?
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, exactly. And
That's
is this
dope.
edible? I'm like, yeah, everything on the plate is edible. You know what I mean? For sure.
That's what's up, man.
Yeah,
Hell bro.
yeah. It's fun, man. I seriously love my job, and then the job that I have is basically the doc has a freezer full of meats, bro. He orders from Allen Brothers, and it's just freezer full of meats, bro. And he's like, okay, so the personal assistant wants to keep it in order, so it's like, okay, pork, filet mignon, New York, and then for Friday dinner they want steak and scallops, right? And then I just got to make the recipe and make it happen, every night. You know what I mean?
That's
And
sick, man.
yeah, it really is. I'm blessed to have this fucking job,
that's
man.
dope,
Yeah,
dog,
for
for
sure,
real.
for sure.
Cause it's like kind of I bet it'd be hard to be like, yo, this is what I got, and it's like not enough, or it's
Yeah.
like they're lacking or whatever.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I remember luckily the lady of the house, her name is Pam. She's a doctor as well, and she wants to be on the show. So we'll talk about this,
that's
on
sick.
the show. But she the first day that I worked there, the personal assistant had invited me to be there, but the family didn't really know I was doing, like, they were gonna hire a chef. So like she's like, not to give you any pressure, but this is your trial.
It's like your interview.
Yeah, this is your
Oh,
interview right
yeah,
here.
that's crazy.
So I remember what I made was like I had come in and I was just doing a salmon with tomatoes and balsamic, and I don't remember the actual name of it right now. But when I made it, it's one of the recipes I always make all the time. You know what I mean? But I had no pressure, so I was like, cool. I'm glad it was this recipe, and I just put it out there, and they're like, thumbs up. You know what I mean? I remember after dinner, she like actually did that. She's like, thumbs up. Yeah, it worked out.
You got
so
the job.
you got the job. You know what I mean?
That's
Like,
sick, man.
yeah, for sure, man. So I was like, man,
And
thank God.
when did you start at Lola, dog?
Since we opened, like the week of Thanksgiving, I think that's when we opened. So that
Did you apply or somebody reached out to you or?
So I've known Oscar on social media for a while, and so him and Marco, they're in New York the same time I was, and so I was looking for it was towards like the end of the externship, and I was looking for a job, and so I was talking to Oscar, and I was
To
just
come back home?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I was
Oh,
just
wow.
like, hey, like, bro, like, where do you think I should work? Like, should I work here? Da. He's like, nah, like, just work with us. I'd never even met him before, and me and him are super tight till this today. Like, barely met this year, bro, and we've been tight as I don't know what. So
Always good people, man. Yeah, definitely.
man.
Yeah.
So he's put me on a lot of game. Marco's put me on a lot of game. They've shown me and they challenged me to go out of my comfort zone and create dishes or specials or to cook a certain meat or to do this and do that. And so they were out there the same time as me. And I just had 2 phone call interviews over the phone. And then Marco was just like, all right, like, that's cool. Like, you want to start? And I was just like, yeah. And so we'll see how you do. And so as soon as I went in there, not with a chip on my shoulder, but I had the least amount of experience. Like everybody else, they had already worked with them before. Like I didn't know anybody, nothing like that. And so, yeah, after that, and so just kind of slowly built myself and made a name for myself and had to earn everybody's respect. You know what I mean? That's probably the most, because kitchens are hostile, man.
Oh,
So,
for sure.
Oh yeah,
you gotta-
personalities, egos,
Yeah, man. You
slippery
gotta-
floors, everything, man.
man. So,
Yeah.
and it's just like a challenge, man. It was a challenge, but it's still, I respect it. You know, I go in there with the same type of integrity. Like if it's bam, like if I'm gonna be hit with this, like I'm gonna give it my all every single day. You know, type deal.
Hell yeah.
That's crazy, man, to know how everything worked out and shit. Like you guys were out there at the same time. They were coming back at the same
Yeah,
time
it was
that you wanted
crazy.
to come back. Like it's just the alignment, dog. Like people's stories trip me out because if you see the details, it's aligned. It's supposed to happen that way. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And it always fucking gets me in a weird awe. Like, damn, that shit.
Yeah, it was crazy, man. And as soon as I came back, Marco gave me a tour and everything. He was like, all right, well, you'll start this day. And I was like, all right, cool. And boom. And ever since then, been there.
But before I knew about Lola, I had to research Chef Marco, and I was like, dude, this guy's competition chef. Like he worked in New York. Oh my God, like he's coming to El Paso. Like I was like, fuck, man, I can't wait to go to his restaurant. You know what I mean? So I remember that first time I ate there, I had the octopus and everything. Like it inspired me, bro. It inspired me sick. Cause number one, the restaurant's beautiful. The food was great and beautiful. And then Zach, the bartender, was really doing everything to be a great, give great service. I was like, dude, I was just like, I'm not worthy, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I was like, how can I be worthy? You know what I mean? How can I bring this to my clients and stuff like that? So I just kept, from that point, I was just inspired. And I'm so glad that Chef Marco is so humble and Chef Oscar, they've nothing but not kind things to embrace me, help me out in different ways and stuff like that. So, it's symbiotic for you to work, the way it came back to El Paso, but just that you guys did come back to El Paso and then I was able to experience your guys' aura, man, it's inspired me a lot. Just got to give you guys some props for sure,
man,
dude.
That was super cool. So.
Yeah. What do you like? So you see Lola and then Madre Rosa. Are you gonna stay with them, or you said you're gonna start trying to venture off?
Eventually, that's the plan. So definitely. So I feel like I could definitely. It's gonna be a huge test for me personally to see if I could really do it. You know.
Yeah.
But,
do people give you that first question like, oh, you're a chef, you're great, man? You ever thought about being on a TV show or like?
Yeah, some people ask they're like, and I'm like, no, I'm not in it for that.
Have you ever applied?
Nah, I
No?
didn't even know you can apply, man.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like for me, there was a time where I was like, man, yeah, I'd love to be on Hell's Kitchen. You know what I mean? Or I think it was MasterChef that I wanted to be on. I thought that I could really thrive, and I was like, I did the application, and then I even had an interview. So over Skype or whatever it was, and they were talking about my personality. They had nothing to do with my cooking, bro. It was like type of personality, like in the kitchen,
wow.
do you think drama is good or bad? And we're asking all these questions. And I was like, what the heck?
It's not even
it's
really
not even
about,
really about
the chef,
cooking. You know what I
yeah.
mean? So I was totally I was like, I don't care about that shit no more. You know what I mean? If it happens, like somebody said, hey, would you like to be on the show? We're gonna like put you on. Like I would do it. You know what I mean? But I'm not gonna go through no interview process or grilling me and nothing like that. But
Better know.
No. Yo, Grind Too Hard. What's up?
Right now, dog.
That's what's up.
What up?
This is my boy Simeon Davis, chef at Lola Rose, our guest for the 32nd episode. But you want to get into those 8?
Yeah, let's do it, man. Let's do it.
So we got obviously like, because you're a chef, you work for a company.
Yeah.
Right? But you have that entrepreneur spirit.
Absolutely,
Oh, yeah,
absolutely, definitely.
So we got 8 questions that we ask all of our entrepreneurs, dog, to kind of see where we get different answers every time.
I'll ask my favorite one that I always ask is one of them is the line between cockiness and confidence. Can you define it?
For sure. I think cockiness comes with a little bit of arrogance, but confidence, I feel like there's also like some humbleness like in there as well. So for me, I feel like it's all about how you present yourself. You know what I mean? I carry myself confidently, but not in an arrogant way. So I'm always like open-minded, willing to learn, you know what I mean? And so it's just like, I feel like confidence also comes with how you treat people too, man. So,
Oh, yeah,
because
definitely.
you could be an asshole and because you're confident and you talk shit and stuff like that, but like if you can talk to that one chef that's like still struggling, or you can help them out, or
Mm-hmm.
the way you talk to the dishwasher, or the way you talk to the server or whoever, you know
Absolutely.
what I mean? Like all those things, I feel like they build confidence, and then people around you trust you, builds
So
confidence in
true.
yourself.
How do you talk shit confidently without sounding cocky?
Cocky.
For me,
You know what I'm saying?
it
Like saying,
depends,
yo,
like-
I'm that guy, but
Yeah.
Like, it
without
dep-
rubbing people the wrong way.
For me, it has to be in the heat of the battle. Like somebody has to come at me sideways, and I'm like, I'm gonna prove your ass wrong, and I'll talk my shit, and I'll show it, and then boom, and that's it. And then
Yeah.
it'll
Let the
go
food
from
talk.
there,
Let the
man.
food talk.
Yeah.
The proof is in the pudding, dog.
Yeah,
I love that
1,000.
saying,
Yeah,
bro,
1,000,
because
dude. 1,000.
It's literally like you don't gotta say shit.
Yeah.
You just show out. Boom, that's it. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Nah, I'll definitely talk shit. Like
Mm-hmm.
if I'm getting hit first, like oh, you gonna hear it, bro. For
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. That's what's
Yeah,
up.
I think I learned that just I don't know if you've ever worked saute station, like when like you have like 8 pans going and you're just like
Yeah,
throwing
yeah.
throwing pans at the expo, just like boom boom. When I actually was able to do that, like a jump rope, like boom, it comes in, throw it down and just throwing shit down. Like I was like, I love this shit. I fucking
Yeah,
love this
yeah,
shit
yeah.
so
You start
much.
feeling
And
yourself,
then I
yeah.
stopped being like worried about confidence and cocky. I was just like,
Yeah.
this is me. This is who I am. Period. You know what I mean? Like
Just be confident. in
humble.
your
I just
ability,
want.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
And let it speak for itself. That's it. Like that's plain and simple. It's
For sure, dude.
I like
For
that
sure.
answer, dog. Have you met any goals that you've set for yourself?
Oh yeah, big time, man. I had been wanting to go to New York since I was 12, bro. Like that had been like a dream of mine since I was a kid. So
Nice.
when I had the opportunity to go, bro, like I just
And you live there and shit.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know
it
what I mean?
was-
So that's dope.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah.
dude, it was super cool. Definitely, I didn't see myself like I've always knew. For me personally, man, like a lot of jobs that I've worked at, like I've always thought in the back of my mind, like, why do I give like so much like to other places, like you know what I mean, like, and I can be applying this like for myself one day for my own business and et cetera. And that's what made me really get out of my shell and get out of my box and build confidence. And
Because eventually you know that it's gonna get to the point where it's yours.
Yeah. Yeah.
Your business, your
I-
restaurant.
I always knew, like in the back of my head, like rather I was making fucking $10 an hour, or if I was making I don't know however much, but I knew in the back of my head like I was gonna do something more for sure.
Bet.
And I had-
Yeah, you put in the work. You
yeah,
don't
bro,
mind.
for sure. And I just knew I'm like, you know, there's no way like I could limit myself, you know. And
Oh, yeah.
so yeah.
So do you think that you've had that breakthrough moment yet?
That's what I'm about to say.
Yeah.
With those goals being met,
Yeah,
do you
yeah.
feel like you broke through?
Not yet. It's only in the beginning, man.
Nice.
For me, how I feel it, because
He's a young cat, done.
yeah, the long,
How old are you, dog?
26. Oh, 27. I just turned 27.
Okay,
but I-
happy birthday,
Happy
belated,
birthday,
dog.
bro.
Happy
Bro.
birthday.
So yeah, man, and I just see things. I always see like things like the bigger picture, man. For me, it's all about longevity and how like what can you build to get there. You know what I mean? Like rather be applying yourself, like wisdom wise,
Yeah.
knowledge wise, spiritually, like you know what I mean.
Yeah.
All that shit ties together, man. And then so that's what really like where you get tested and shit in life, bro. And you just gotta fucking keep going.
And I got a question that kind of goes with that breakthrough moment because you're young, dog. You're 27. You know what I mean? You're like 10 years younger than us. And something that I say is, you know, we got started a little late.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? We had some shit
Yeah,
trials and tribulations that we went through. And
Yeah.
now we're finding ourselves now at
Hell
this
yeah.
age.
Hell yeah.
But I feel like you found yourself at an early age.
Yeah,
So
bet.
you have that advantage. What would you give somebody your age that's kind of like stuck in between knowing what they want to do or whatever, what would you say to that person?
Just don't give up, man. Like, you gotta just fucking believe in yourself. Like, I don't even know how this shit. You gotta take the risk, man, for sure. Because if you don't take any risk, man, you'll never know, bro.
That's good advice.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like, I've definitely have come across failures and like hardships and
You gotta
stuff.
be willing to take the L's.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Yeah.
Because it builds character at the end of the day. But for me personally, man, it's just like you just gotta have faith in yourself, and you know what I mean. By the grace of God, man, just give me the strength to persevere. Like the things that I've had to go through, like to get where I'm at right now, man. And I know I'm young, and there's probably so much more shit I'm gonna definitely experience and go through, man. But that's the beautiful thing of life, bro. I don't know, like you gotta like if you appreciate the journey, man. This book. My chef told me to read, I think it's Chop Wood, Carry Water, bro. And throughout the whole book, it tells you about how to enjoy the process, bro. And it's an easy read. I think it's like maybe 150 pages, bro. But that shit, I read it every morning, and that shit changed my whole mindset, bro.
That's good advice. And I've heard that too. It's like, enjoy the journey. You know what I mean? Like maybe you have goals and you'll reach it one day, but like the journey is the best part of it. You know what I mean? Getting there, climbing the mountain and stuff like that. Yeah. So I try to stay in the moment. You know what I mean? I feel like I haven't broke through as well, but like I'm definitely like enjoying every day, you know what I mean, making it the fullest. You're like, damn, like I'm here, you know what I'm saying? Like, how do I make this day better than yesterday and stuff like that, for sure.
I'm just blessed that I'm able to wake up every day and do what I love, bro.
Hell yeah,
you know
exactly.
Not a lot of people can say that, or
nah, that's the truth, man.
And so like I could be tired as fuck or be like in a bad mood, and then like boom, right before I'm getting ready for work, bro, like my whole mindset just fucking changes.
You love what you do. You love your craft, man.
That's awesome, man.
That's dope, dog,
awesome,
because you know there's not a lot of people that get to experience that.
No.
You know what I mean? They might have a talent, they might have a skill that they don't tap into, or they don't even know.
Yeah.
And they just working a 9 to 5, you know, or
the
miserable,
truth.
whatever.
The truth, man. I was 38, man. I'd been working at Costco for 12 years and paying the bills and great benefits, and family was, you know, taken care of, but I wasn't happy, bro.
Yeah, you just
know what I mean?
You wanted more.
Yeah, I wanted more, man. I wanted more. Yeah. So once I took that risk and went out there, man, like, but the thing is the hard work. You gotta be willing to put your head down and fucking do some hard ass work. You know what I mean? And you're not gonna see it right today, tomorrow. You know what I mean? It's gonna be a hard process, but go through it.
Who or what inspires you, dog? To keep pushing, to keep doing what you do?
For me, it's definitely my family, man. So like 2009, my grandpa passed away, bro. And I had never seen my dad broken like that before. I was 13, bro. And that shit like shook the fuck out of me. And so I remember like right before he passed, I think it was 2018. Like it was like the second time I had seen my whole family like together since he passed. Like everybody was in town,
Right.
And like the cooking, it keeps me attached to my family emotionally, man. So like rather it be like if every time I'm making a dish or cooking anything, man, it just like makes me feel like, damn, I'm cooking this shit for my family, you know? Rather be a stranger or whatever, but like that emotional attachment, like to apply that shit to your food, you know what I mean, man? Like
making sure it's like you could taste the love in the recipe.
Yeah, is
you make it with love. You know what I mean?
Sure. Oh yeah, definitely.
It's much more than just like putting out food for me, man. So that shit, it like, and that's why I put my all into it, and so
bringing people together and all that stuff.
Man,
for sure.
Yeah, super big on the community and stuff like that, and so yeah, man. So ever since then, bro, like, and every time that shit keeps me emotionally attached, bro. So
nice.
Keeps me sane, you know?
Yeah, for sure, dude. Hell yeah.
I like to hear that, man, because a lot of people, they're motivated by the wrong things, money, fame, you know what I mean, shit like that. But it's always, you know, for you to say the family, your family doesn't necessarily have nothing to do with you cooking.
You know
what I mean?
Yeah.
But just because you go about it like you're cooking for your own family, man, that's love, bro. That's dope.
Yeah, my family doesn't even live here, man. So
exactly. That's dope. But what are some of the hardest triumphs, and maybe you touched in a little bit on that, but the hardest triumphs that you've gone through in life while you've been a chef?
Man, I don't know, man. There's been plenty of times where I'm tested, rather it be like got to deal with some bullshit or how I have to react to some things, or it could be like
the biggest triumphs, like something that you've accomplished, like, damn, I did this.
Damn, bro.
And then you actually step back and like, fuck, I did that.
I think probably just going to New York, man, just taking the risk, just fucking. I literally, like, as soon as I got over there, man, like, my girl broke up with me. She cheated on me at the time. Like, my grandma passed away, bro. My grandma passed away like the same week, bro, and I couldn't go to the funeral. I had to stay there in New York. And so my dad was like, nah, like, just stay, like, you know, like, and I had just booked a one-way flight, and he was like, nah, like, just do it, like, and so, yeah, one of the yeah, like I think that was like to really test myself like that emotionally, mentally, and like physically to fucking keep going, bro. And I was fucking down bad, like crazy, bro. And so yeah, that really like that was a stepping point like to where I got to really test like my mental and
Nice, bro.
emotional.
That's fucking
toughness.
fire,
That's what's up
dog.
for real,
That's
dude.
fire,
Hell
man.
yeah,
Because
hell
a
yeah.
lot of people don't see what you
They
go
break.
through.
They break.
Yeah, dog, and they don't see from the outside looking in. Oh, he's good, but they don't really know what the fuck
Yeah.
you're going through.
Yeah.
On the day-to-day basis, personal life, whatever. You
Yeah.
know what
Oh,
I'm
bro,
saying?
it's a struggle every day. Like not every day, but there's definitely good days and bad days.
Yeah,
Like,
and that's the advice I would want to give people is like you got to be ready. You got to be ready. Even if you're having a good day, you got to be ready for the bad. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
it could pile up on you and have 3 bad things. You know what I'm saying? And you got to be ready and just keep it even keel and just keep going, man. Just keep going.
Like a
for
perfect
sure.
example for me, dog, like was today. You know what I mean? I was getting ready for work or whatever, and my girl's mom calls me.
Right.
She's like, hey, Kara just got in an accident
Oh,
this morning.
man, sorry to hear that, dog.
So I'm like, what the fuck is going on? You know what I mean? And she's like, no, it's okay. I talked to my girl. She's okay. She just literally called me while we're on the show, and she's like, hey, I think I might need to go to the hospital or whatever,
Oh,
because
damn.
the doctor's just saying that we just got to go
Check. Yeah, make sure nothing.
And I almost just,
Yeah, right.
I
Just
was
be
just
out.
mad,
You know, just
dog.
like, yeah.
but I was like, yo, I'm doing the podcast. Are you good? Are you okay?
Yeah.
She's like, yeah, I think I'm okay. But I mean, I don't know. So with that shit, just like you never know what somebody's going through, dog. This is the journey that somebody takes, but you don't know what bumps are, what barriers are there. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So just keep pushing through, keep staying positive, stay optimistic and shit. But what's something or a person or a time that inspires you, bro, to keep going?
Yeah, I think like back to the family thing for sure, man. But yeah,
What? Let's say a time. Is there a specific time that inspires you that you felt like?
like I could do this shit for real.
A certain time in your life, certain era.
I don't know.
It's gotta be
man.
New York.
Yeah.
Again, yeah, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? That's kind of like the basis of
Nice, nice.
Yeah.
where everything's coming from, the core.
For sure, man. Yeah, definitely that. To being like just tested in that type of environment, like it was crazy. It was an open kitchen, like a real like literally like we had open windows and that was it. Like, and the humidity in upstate New York, that shit is crazy, bro.
Yeah.
Like 110%.
Oh, Jesus.
Like 110%. It'd be like 110% humidity and it's fucking 80 degrees outside, bro.
That'll
and
kill
you're
you,
just
dude.
Fucking
That's not for the
sweating
weak.
crazy,
Just
bro.
leaking.
I lost 15 pounds.
That's
when I
not
was
for the
over there,
weak.
bro.
Yo, that's
Like,
not for the weak, dude.
yeah,
Right there.
so-
Hell no. That's why it is in Florida. It's not that bad. It's like 80. I would say like 90% humidity, and then it'll be like 80, 90,
Yeah.
pushing 90. Yeah, for sure.
But
Just-
it was just like a 2-week like hell week period, bro. So like shit like that. But I don't know, man. Like definitely, I just gotta I don't know. I try to keep myself motivated for sure. You know what I mean? And just thank God to give me the strength like to persevere. You know what I mean? Like even with all the little bullshit I gotta deal with, or the shit that tries to blindside me and like distract me. Like I know I'm like going somewhere. Like you know what I mean? And so that's what like kind of keeps me focused. Like there's something more out there.
But yeah,
There's
for
something
sure.
bigger coming out there. Like my purpose is bigger than just like I don't know, like than just cooking the food. So I feel it's a bigger purpose for me.
True.
Nice.
This is where it's just gonna get you there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
True.
it's your vehicle.
How do you go about reaching your goals, dog? Because me, I'm the type of person that I like to write my goals out. You know what I mean? And then come back to them later on and see, okay, what have I met?
Right.
Yeah.
How do you go about your
Um,
just mentally writing them down,
Yeah,
journaling?
I write a lot, man. I
You
write
do?
probably every day for sure, man. Whether it just be my thoughts or a poem or this or that, like anything like that, man.
That's good. That's good for the soul, man. That's good. Yeah,
man,
for sure,
it's
man.
super therapeutic, man. I
Yeah.
didn't know how much how therapeutic writing was till like one day. I think it was like 2018. Like I have a bunch at my crib. Like I just have a bunch of books everywhere, and there's like a bunch of notebooks everywhere. Whether it be like recipe books I write recipes in, or journaling, or thoughts, or this or that. And so, yeah, my goals I definitely write them down, and just take them one day at a time, man. Usually for me, that I feel like is a goal is like every time I do like a bigger event or like I don't know, like where I feel I'm like, damn, like this is like the biggest shit that has been thrown my way. Like, can I do it? And boom, and that shit keeps me motivated. Like, oh damn, if I was able to do this, I can accomplish another bigger goal.
Big
I can
time. Hell
accomplish,
yeah.
like, another bigger goal.
Hell yeah.
So,
The reason I bring that up, dog, is because I wanted to share something with you guys and I just ran into this shit yesterday. I was cleaning out my son's room and we're getting it ready or whatever, and I ran into this sheet of paper that I found and I forgot about it. And it's a list of my goals, dog.
Damn. From
You know what
how
I'm
long ago, dude?
This is like 4 years ago.
Sheesh.
You know, when I was in the trenches, dog, when I was by myself at the crib, I had to, you know, COVID came about and I went to the crib to work or whatever. And it was a moment where it was scary, you know what I mean? I didn't know what the fuck was gonna happen. I didn't know if I was gonna work for somebody my whole life. I didn't know if I was gonna jump into something. And I started writing my goals down, and like, you know, one of the, you know, the goals is just, you know, owning a small business, owning a barbershop. You know what I mean? And as I'm not gonna read them all, but as I go down the list, dog, I've checked off every single thing on this list.
Damn, dog! Congratulations, son.
You know what I'm saying,
That's what's
bro?
up, dog. And you lost that piece of paper too. So
And I
it
lost
was,
that piece of paper,
yeah.
forgot about it, dog.
Yeah.
And I ran into it and I started going down through it. And I'm like, yo, like I've pretty much met every single goal that I've set for myself to this point.
Damn.
You know what I mean?
Start a podcast was on there, dude. No, I'm just like,
you know what I
I'm just
mean?
playing. I'm just playing.
But
Yeah.
I should have put that shit on
yeah,
there.
right, yeah.
But the thing is like, you know, this shit works, man. You gotta
Yeah.
make it physical. You gotta make
Yeah.
it real.
Yeah. Mhm.
That's what I say all the time. You gotta picture where you wanna be to the fucking very core, to the fucking paint on the walls.
Yes.
To who you're working with.
Yeah, yeah,
You know
absolutely,
what I mean? Maybe
absolutely.
not names, but you want those.
Yeah, keep that vision.
character,
Keep
yeah.
that vision in your mind.
Keep
at
that
all
vision in
times.
your mind
That's
and
that
write it
future
down.
self. Yeah, for sure, man.
Write it down, make it physical, stare at it, read it over and over and over until
Yeah.
you get there, and one day you'll fucking be like me and be like, look, I completed all these goals.
Sheesh, man. Keep that piece of paper, man.
Yeah,
That's
bro,
fucking
I'm afraid of
badass, bro. That's badass, bro.
Nah, that's how
That's
it is,
badass,
man.
yeah.
I will go back to like my writings, and I guess I'll be writing like about a rough time or some shit I was going through.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, like I got through that shit, and then just boom, and just to reflect. I like to write like it's documentation, man. So you could something you can always go back and you could look at and you
Yeah.
can see like physically, like damn, and the
Being at that point, it takes you back to that point in
Hell
time.
yeah,
You start
and
thinking
you
like
yeah, exactly like
Yeah.
the
you fucking
tribulations
quit.
and
Yeah.
shit like that. Like, damn, I made it.
Yeah.
So now everything that comes up that doesn't equal to that is like,
Yeah, like
shit,
if I
that
can
shit's
just
cake.
yeah, it's just another trial. Like boom, it's just more strength that you got, more faith that you got. Like,
Yeah.
Fuck with you,
more
dog.
self-belief.
Hell yeah, hell yeah, man.
Hell yeah, man.
I was gonna just bring up real quick because I had goals when I was working at Costco like in my 11th, 12th year, and I'm like, I barely started like doing this whole personal chefing thing, and I would do Saturday dinners or whatever extra time I had, and I remember I did a great dinner and I had extra like money in my pocket, and I was able to like take my kids to like I think it was Western Playland or something like that, or something like that, and I was just like paying out of my pocket. I was like, dude, this is money that I created, not like a check or like I worked for
That's the
somebody.
best feeling, bro.
Right, dude. And then I was like, dude, I want to do this more often. You know what I mean? And then I just realized this, that I don't have a check coming in like from a place. I've generated all my income like recently, and
That's a blessing,
And
man.
yeah, that's a big blessing, man. And it's a big goal, man, because I didn't really take pride in that. I was just, but the past 3 years, man, I've just been by myself, like
And
doing
you know
my
what
own
it
thing,
is,
man.
I think, dog, is that we make good money
Yeah,
and shit's expensive.
yeah, shit
Hell
is.
yeah.
right,
So you know what I mean?
yeah.
There's weeks, dog. It's like this.
Yeah, exactly. You're
I
just
get
handing
money,
it off.
I'm
Yeah, just a
handing it
handoff.
off,
Yeah,
dog.
yeah,
But
yeah.
The fact that
You did that though.
that
You
something
created
comes
that.
up and we could take care of it.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
And I
That's a
talk about it
blessing,
the last episode is like there'd be times, bro, where I couldn't even buy a fucking energy drink. I couldn't paying with quarters and shit. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
And now it's to the point where it's like, yo, $200 bill.
Yeah,
All right, fuck
yeah,
it.
you know what I mean.
Yeah,
Let's,
we
let's
got
get it
this,
done.
all right,
Let's
fuck
get it
it.
done.
It sucks.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But that's business, you know
Yeah,
what I mean?
man. Like paying house payment, man. Never thought I'd be here, bro. Never, ever, ever. Remember, I lived in apartments my whole life, bro. My parents always bounced around apartments. Like I lived in a house with my grandma. You know, that's the only time I really had the house life. You know what I mean? And that was a little when I was younger. But man, it's just big blessings come.
dog,
You know, give yourself.
doubt.
You
Even
know,
that, bro. Like coming up, bro, there was 9 people in a 2-bedroom apartment, bro. You know what I'm
Sheesh.
saying?
Okay, Wu-Tang Clan.
We were sleeping on the floor, dog,
Yeah.
and you know, like
Ghostface Killer over here, dude.
made it work.
That's what's up, though, man.
We
That's
made it
serious
work,
shit.
you know
That's
what I'm
serious
saying?
shit. Yeah, for sure, man.
So just, you know, happy to have people around me, though, like yourself, Clay, that kind of like know where the fuck we come from and know what it takes. You know
Hell
what I'm
yeah,
saying?
hell
Like,
yeah.
I don't know what your background is or whatever, but I see the hustle in you, dog, and I
Yeah.
see the grind, I see that hunger.
I see my parents, man, hustle ever since I was like young, man. I saw their work ethic and they fucking that shit instilled in me. Like I think as soon as I turned like 15, like they started talking to me like an adult, putting me on game, how to do this, how to work hard, how to talk, like
Yeah.
how to talk in the real world, how to comprehend, like shit like that.
Yeah, shout
man.
out your parents, man. That's fucking
Yeah, bro.
did some good shit for you, man. Seriously.
They became the homies, man. So like we talk about real life shit, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And like real life stuff. And so ever since then, like they've been my biggest role models for sure, man. So
I think I'm gonna take that advice, man. I have a 15 and a 14-year-old daughter, man. I'm gonna start giving them a lot more respect and talking to them like adults. You know what I mean? Because they're going into an adult world. My 15-year-old will be 16 next year. You know what I mean? And what happens after that? It's just all pretty much, she's about to preparing her to leave the house. Go to college and things like that. So.
I got a good question, man. Like, because we talk about like how if we could go back, what would you tell your younger self, knowing everything you know now? What would you tell your 15-year-old self?
That your time is coming, for sure.
Yeah, that's a good question, dude.
That's dope, man. Like,
oh man, I would just tell him. Me personally, I would just be like, hang in there, dog. Just hang in there, bro. Like, don't lose it. You know what I mean? Like,
I think I would just try to instill confidence in myself and say, you know what I mean? Like, you're gonna be somebody one day. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
For sure, man. Yeah, that's the rough time though. I mean, being young. Like, I know you had great parents, man. Like, my parents are great, but they just were really irresponsible and kind of like, I don't know, man. Didn't give me those life lessons like you had. So that 15-year-old self was struggling, kid.
No, for real, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I would
it's
definitely
like a
just
different,
hang in there, man.
It's a different feel.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't know a lot of people that come from backgrounds in healthy parental relationships.
Yeah, not a lot.
Their relationship was rocky for sure. They made it work, man. There was times when we were poor and we didn't even know we were poor, bro. Like, I remember, a memory forever, bro. I guess like my parents had like $20 left. Like, I don't know, the house was about to be foreclosed and stuff. And my dad, he was a chef in the Navy, but he was cooking for thousands and stuff like that.
Sure.
And so I think I was probably like 7. My sister was 5. Like, my little brother had probably barely been born. And like, we had breakfast for dinner for like a week straight, bro. And like, we thought we were like in fucking paradise. Like, me and my siblings, we were just like, fuck yeah. Like, we don't have to eat fucking
cereal.
Yeah,
cereal, yes.
Yeah, and like my dad made like a syrup out of just sugar and water. Like, we're like, just like shit like that, bro. Like, like, you know what I mean? Just like to see them.
That's
like
the struggle, dog. That's the struggle.
And that's the thing, though. Like, when you come up, you think that's normal. You know what I mean? Like, you don't know you're struggling.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, there'd be times my mom would go out that same day, get a couple hot dogs, and oh shit, we eating some hot dogs with Fritos. You know what I mean? And like, it was nothing in the fridge, dog.
Hell yeah! I remember waking up one morning, man, and it was Christmas, man, and my mom's like, we didn't have money to get nothing, but here's, she gave me a $20 bill and was like, this is what we got for this. I was like, damn, like, I wanted a Super Nintendo. I had that, that mindset, but later in life, I realized, god damn, my parents were going through it, dog.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like,
and it's hard to kind of like go back and be like, yo, you fucked up because it's just
in the moment. Yeah, you're young. Yeah, for sure.
Unfortunate. But with that being said, though, like, how do you pay it forward? I know you touched in a little bit about it, but like, go a little bit more into detail. Like, what do you do to pay it forward?
Like with cooking or like
in life in general.
I definitely give back to the community a lot, man. That's what my biggest thing is. Like, I know a lot of small businesses out here. I always like try and like repost, like share their stuff.
Big time.
Or, like,
yeah.
I buy a lot of vintage and I will pay resale from the homie, like, because I respect their grind. I respect their hustle. Like, I'll go and like try food here or do this or buy even if it's just like a hat or a t-shirt or repost, like do like however I can give back. And then I'm also involved with Ciudad Nueva as well. And so I give back a lot with them. Shout out to Leanne and
explain what Ciudad Nueva is.
It's like a third party with El Paso Fighting Hunger, and they help kids. Like, it's like an after school program for kids, and so I do like their caterings, like I do like little presentations for them, like just super involved with them and like just connecting with the kids. And I remember the first time I did, like, and they wanted like something different, like, well, the kids like something spicy, but I was just like, okay, like, and I was like, let me make them so I made them like a coconut curry, like butter chicken, where like I made it kind of spicy, and bro, they fell in love with that shit. And so it was like a little presentation, and I talked about like my background and stuff like that, and like I was cooking for them, like, and feeding them like while I was doing the presentation and stuff. And the kids were just super engaged, man. Like, they're high school kids. So they're super engaged and just constantly asking questions and this and that, like shit like that, man. Like, it keeps me motivated and like,
because out of all those kids, at least one or two is looking at you like, I want to be that guy right there.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
you
or
never, and
it's possible, you know.
Yeah, bro. And
give
so,
them,
and
give
like,
them
I
hope.
don't, you know, I'm young too, and like I don't know everything, and I'm still learning. I'm still a student. Like this, but this to be able to inspire like another
Yeah,
person.
I
like,
think you're a great role model, man. Seriously, even we call you young and all that. I don't even look at you as age, bro. I seriously think you're a great role
You're
model.
wise
for
beyond
sure,
your
dude.
years, dog.
For sure, man. For sure, dude.
Man, I was my grandparents like been putting me on game. Like my parents, like since I was young, I like to pick up game, bro. So it's just from whoever, bro. Like in wisdom, knowledge, anything, bro, and just soak it up and apply it to my life.
That's
dope,
what's up,
man.
dude. That's what's
I gotta
up.
get you in the drip studio, dog. I got you. I got you.
For sure, man. If it's a tattoo or fucking
Tattoo,
getting lined
haircut,
up, whatever.
yeah, whatever, bro. I
Yeah.
got you.
Say
Just
what's up
swing
to
through.
Frankie
Yeah,
while you're
For
there.
sure, you got it, bro.
Yes, sir.
With
But,
that,
with that, man, I think that's it, dog.
Damn,
Another,
yeah.
That shit just flew
once
by.
I hear that pay it forward question, I know it's the end, dude. That's the last one. But yeah, that's been a great interview, man. Thanks
Thank
for
you,
spending
man.
the time with us.
It's
man. I
It's been a
appreciate you,
pleasure, dog. Honestly,
Definitely,
man.
man.
Cool peoples, bro. If you
Yeah.
guys don't know who this is, man, this is Simeon Davis. He's a chef at Lola Rose. Go
Oh,
hit
you'll
him
know.
up.
You'll hear about him. He's the #1 chef, best of El Paso. Forget about it.
Forget about it. Yo, so make sure you guys touch in with it. Don't forget, every Friday, 9 a.m., Spotify, YouTube, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio. Subscribe,
Yes, sir.
share, listen to that
Yes,
shit.
sir. Stay positive,
hungry.
y'all.
Stay positive.
Stay motivated. Keep going, y'all. We on that mountain with you. Keep going. You're gonna make it. There's lemonade at the top of the mountain. Keep going.